to sit up here because I have two metal knees, and when I sit in a low chair, which is very low, I look like an old man when I stand up.
No worries.
Oh, how are you guys doing?
Woo!
I want an honest reaction. Are you tired? Has it been a long 2 days? Yeah. Weird, no. I want more. Okay, so.
Okay, so first question is that we know you from over 300 movies, but you actually...
I'm a bit of a whore.
But you actually been wanting to start as actor, right?
I was a writer. I had my first play produced when I was 15 years old. Precocious little prick that I was. And I wrote another one when I was 17. I realized that being a writer in theater and film and not knowing anything about acting, it's like writing music and not playing an instrument. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So I wanted to experience that. So I took acting lessons, and now it's 56 years later. I write, I act, produce, direct. I'm a father, I garden, I golf. But my dad once said I ran away and joined the circus, and I kind of believe that. You know, I try and do it all. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a way of life. It's a way of thinking for me. It's not just a job. When I was on a film once, and my daughter, who's my oldest daughter, she's 50 now. She'd been on film sets since she was 7 years old with me. And I was doing an interview. And when I'm on set, this is going to be complicated. I'm a method actor, but not like method. Method is, I usually set my character before I go to work in the morning, and then I put like a raincoat over him. Because nobody, like a lot of the characters I play are very, very bad men. And nobody wants to deal with this motherfucker walking around all day. So I put a raincoat over him. And my daughter used to call him Binky. Now, Binky's like a soother, you know, like baby stuff on the Binky. She called the character that I walk around in, this raincoat, she called him Binky. And then, because, you know, as soon as they say cut, I become Binky, you know, it's like, hey, how you doing? Binky knows fuck all, he doesn't know anything. It's the character's underneath, and it's not complicated, it's the way I do things. So I was doing an interview on set, a press interview, and they were asking me a whole bunch of questions and stuff like that. And my daughter was the second AD on it. She was the second assistant director. She came on and said, excuse me, Mr. Ironside, we'll be leaving us set in 5 minutes. And then she called me and went stood over to Dad. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. And then they asked me a question. They said, if you weren't acting, what would you do? And I said, no, this is not me, this is Binky. And Binky goes, oh, I don't know, maybe I could be a painter or a sculptor or something. And my daughter says, I'm as far as I really should go sit down. And as I was leaving, she sat down and she said, let me answer that question for my father. She said, if he wasn't acting, let's put it this way, if a bomb dropped, the city was destroyed, and he wasn't killed, he would get out from underneath a piece of concrete, dust himself off, and walk towards the nearest camera. Because that's what he does. Now I have to take him to work. Bye. It's interesting when you get somebody you trust, somebody you love, give you an define you, you know, give you an impression of a definition of who you are. And wow, I thought, I guess that's true. Because I don't know what I'd do if I didn't do this. My dad once said I ran away and joined the circus, and I think that's absolutely true. You know, it's become what I am. Does any of this make sense? Yeah?
But,
raise your hand if it didn't make sense. Somebody it didn't make sense?
you said yesterday that you started, your occupation in the beginning was a roofer.
No. I did a lot of jobs when I was in acting, but I was very fortunate. My best friend also married my sister, and his father had a small construction company. So we did, when I wasn't acting in the beginning, I did roofing, like shingles and slate and hot tar, and we'd also build chimneys and stuff like that. I actually walked off 3 roofs. I was admiring my work, and I was going, hey, that's pretty good. And I walked right off the edge of the roof. Boom. That was the first, I broke my left ankle that first time.
All right, but like it took a while before you got used to the fact that you're actually an actor, right?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. It's hard to explain. I think from where I come from, working class family, very well educated I am. My dad and my mother encouraged us to read at a very early age. But from where I come from, I always felt like someday they're going to find out who I am and send me home. Because I felt I shouldn't be here. And we were on Total Recall, and I was doing a stunt and stuff like that, and Vic Armstrong, who was the stunt coordinator who shoot the second unit stuff, but he's actually the scene where I get my arm torn off and everything. And my leg had, to get into that rig, do you remember, you've all seen Total Recall? Yeah. You know the elevator scene where your arms come off? That's a very complicated sequence. It was like on 2 stories up in another studio. You had to go up a 60-foot ladder to get into this rig where my hands are behind my back and there's false arms in the jacket. And then when it goes up, there's 6 squibs in each arm, little explosions that blow off the arms. And I go up behind a false wall and the arms come off and Arnold goes, see you at the party or whatever, And now, what did he say? Yeah, is that what he said in that? Yeah. I've done a couple. But I stumbled going up the ladder. The leg gave up. And Vic afterwards, is the second unit director, stunt coordinator, said, what was that look on your face on the ladder? I said, I came down, I was absolutely honest, and I said, Vic, I can't roof anymore. I can't be a roofer. And he went, yes, right, man. He's very English. He says, let's have dinner tonight. And that night we had dinner at the hotel. It was in Mexico City. When I came to dinner, he put down my resume. And I'd done about 115 films at that time. And he said, here you go. And I looked at it, wow, what's this all about? This is my resume. He said, when are you going to understand that this man is not a roofer? This man does not make his living roofing. And it was the first time, I wish I had that vocabulary to explain this. It sort of sunk in that I was no longer, I didn't have to worry about being caught and sent home. I deserved to be there. I trained hard for it. I trained 24 hours a week for 5 years as an actor in a workshop in National Film Board in Canada. Had at that time co-written or rewritten almost 17 features, and I'd been in like 115 films, and I was still afraid that they were going to catch me and send me home. It's like the little boy, the little working class kid. It doesn't believe he should be there, Shouldn't be there. They're going to find out I'm phony. And I've talked to other actors that have that same kind of syndrome, that idea that this is make-believe. I can't speak for other actors. I can only speak for me. The suspension of reality becomes habitual. And it's kind of scary when you're working because it's not that you can't tell reality from the fiction. It's you enjoy it so much that you're afraid you're going to be punished, that you're going to be sent home. That's the only way I can explain it. And I realized on Total Recall that I was not going to be sent home. And I think my work changed after that. It sort of like another level, something dropped in and became solid. So now it's 200 films later, so evidently they're not going to send me home.
I don't think so.
When we get to the question period, if you have any personal questions, please come up to the mic and ask.
Absolutely, yeah.
Don't be shy or afraid, or I'm not going to fucking bite your head off.
Yeah, okay, so